Hey everybody, I wanted to make a video to help the community and hopefully people will learn something from this. This video is not really for veterans, this is really something for new people. It's about where to place your garrisons, when to place your garrisons, and just some few general tactics. So let's go. So this is a game I played yesterday. And I want to talk about this opening position. So obviously we need to attack the southern edge here. Now our team is going forward, blah, 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 blah. And the first mistake they make is the team only builds one garrison. Now, obviously this gives the team only one avenue of attack, which is like this. Meanwhile, there's no backup garrison or anything. But okay, you know, this is the very start. Let's see what happens. Now, this is a nice frame here. We can instantly see what the problem is with just throwing down one garrison, which is obviously that it's now red and now your entire team cannot spawn on this garrison. But it's even worse. Because there are no other garrisons anywhere, your team cannot spawn anywhere except for the HQ. So how do we fix this? Well, squad leaders need to make a few attacking garrisons. So that if this happens, one goes red, you have other garrisons to attack from. Now, not only do you want different spawn points to just have your team spawn on, but you always want to sort of create flanking routes, right? You don't want to just attack from one position because that's incredibly easy for the other team to defend. Now, meanwhile, what you want to have happening is that the commander, he's going to place what we call defensive garrisons. And those will most likely be placed here on this map because there's a bit of cover here for the garrison. Now, other times you might want to have it here, but this is a very open space, so I understand why he didn't do it here. And he's going to place a few, hopefully, backup garrisons. Now, backup garrisons, you want to place them above this line here. Why? Because if we lose flak battery, everything that we've placed here and here is going to be destroyed, right? So you want to place these garries above this line. So if we lose flak battery, we still have spawn points that are relatively close by so we can attack straight up. All right, so anyways, that's not really happening as of yet. Okay, so we see that the commander has placed a garrison, which, you know, is good. But right now, we see another problem because we only had that one garrison and it's been destroyed. I mean, our team has already been defeated so much. It's just horrible gameplay. What should happen is this. You go with your transport truck, as a squad leader, you jump out, you mark a place on the map and tell everybody, hey, I'm gonna place a garrison there, there, or there. So you might want to mark here. I mean, this is a ship map with a lot of open space, but anyways, this goes for all the maps basically. You place one here, you place one here, perhaps you place one here, wherever. Now, if you do this, you can imagine if you lose one garrison, it's no problem. Your entire team can spawn from different directions. It's such a strong, much stronger position. And you have to remember, a team can have 8 garrisons. 8. Now, as you can see, garrison has been placed here. Okay, great. And a garrison has been placed here. This is sort of okay, fine. You know, this creates a sort of a bulwark, or what do you call it? A front, whatever, to push into these buildings, which is kind of nice and it's fine. This one is a garry where people can spawn and attack flag battery. Great. We can also defend from here, fine. But what you can see also is that really, if you look at where our team comes from, and you look where they want to go, this is basically just one front, which is created right here. Okay, is that good? No, because the enemy can easily just ping like, okay, they're gonna come from this way, and everybody will just look this way and you'll just get, like, you're not getting through here, right? There's basically still just one front. Okay, so let's see how this develops. Okay, people have placed a new garrison, which, you know, is a fine idea. Somebody placed one here, great, go for it. What you do see though is that there's a lot of squads now spawning on this thing, because this is something that I see happening a lot. When you see somebody place a garrison a bit more forward, like everybody just spawns on that garrison because they think, well, that takes me more forward, so that must be a good thing. But in this case, I would suggest just sending one squad from this garrison, you know. They can maybe pressure this eastern front. But you definitely don't want to lose your pressure here, because again, if you only create one front, then the enemy just has to look at that one front. Another thing that I saw personally in this game, and you'll see me try to remedy that later, is that right now everything is focused on this side, while there is a whole map right here that we don't really do anything with. Now, at this point in the game, I'm thinking, okay, people are not focusing on the west. What if I take a supply truck and I'm just gonna throw down supplies on tactical locations, right, in the map, so that squad leaders can see that there are supplies there and perhaps they will build garrisons. That's sometimes my way of sort of helping the entire team out without being a squad leader. And you'll see me drop supplies right here. Now there's going to be a big mistake by the squad leader that is driving with me in the car, and I'm going to show you what happens. So I drop the supplies, he gets out. Now look at where he builds his garrison. He built his garrison under this line. If in the future we would take this point and all of this becomes blue, and we would later on lose it, then of course this garrison is gone again. So, I mean, in this particular situation, it's not a huge boo-boo because we're attacking, so I mean, it's fine. But really, generally, especially when you're this close to the line, try and get it just above this line, just to future-proof your garrison. This guy did it right here. All right. So, the situation, what's going on? Flag battery is being taken. Okay, there is a garrison on the point. You know, it's sort of fine. It's not really what you want. I'll tell you why. If you have a garrison on your point and people are spawning on your garrison on your point, you're all just looking out of this point, and yeah, you might be attacked from all over the place. Now imagine if you also had some more Garys right here, for example, and perhaps this one. This one is fine. This is actually quite a good Gary. And this one is also fine. Now, if you have Garys around the point, you can actually attack the point. And if the enemy is in here, they are now the ones sort of looking out and being attacked from all sides. Now also for new players, I don't know if people understand this, you have this strong point, yes, but you capture in all of these 4 squares. Same goes for this. In these 4 squares, if you're here, you're capturing the point. The strong point, if you're in there, you double up as points. So if your body is in the strong point, you're worth more to the capture. But remember, this entire area is for capturing. Now you can see, because I drove around with this guy here, we now got 2 attacking garrisons, which is pretty nice. And if we weren't super hard losing flag battery right now, we would actually have multiple flanks that we could pull off, which creates this situation for the people in Southern Edge where they are now sort of having to look out at all these different options, which creates a lot of pressure. Now, unfortunately, people just don't understand that they have to defend. And when people see Garys being placed up front, their first instinct is to just spawn on the Garys up front, because they think we just have to attack, we have to rush. But remember, you don't. These games take a long time. You know, you want to sort of stabilize your defense, keep some people there to defend, create possibilities up front, and then as squad leaders, you want to communicate and say, hey, I'm spawning here and I'm going on the eastern flank. Then somebody else should hear that and think, okay, we are staying on the point, we are gonna defend. Okay, cool. Then another squad could say, okay, you're going on the eastern flank, okay, we'll spawn from the west. All right, cool. And then perhaps another squad leader would hear that and say, okay, these guys are doing this and this. You know what? We are gonna remain in this middle area here, and we're gonna sort of go back and forth where we are needed. Now, you can understand, if you have just a little bit of this basic communication and you have a few more garrisons, you create so much options for yourself as a team. Let's just go back to the beginning one more time. This is really where everything went wrong, right? So let me just sketch one more time what you would want this to look like. Because you want the commander to sort of be more in the back line, the commander is mostly focused on placing defensive garrisons. And defensive garrisons are always sort of placed like this. You can, of course, you can place them like this. I mean, it's up to the map also a little bit, but you want to look at these grid lines. Now, the reason the commander is always in the back most of the time is because you don't want the commander to die, because then he can't spawn anything for you and whatever. So it's up to the squad leaders to actually push into these areas, right? You want to push down, and what the squad leaders want to do is they want to get offensive garrisons up. So let's say commander is doing things here along this line, and then squad leaders are doing things like, well, maybe placing one here in this sort of city area, and then place 1, 2, 3 attack garrisons, so you create flanking routes for your team. Super duper important. Perhaps in this case, how many do we have? Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have a very wide one, 5. Maybe somebody drives a supply truck in, creates another one. That's 6. Maybe you create one here just to fall back on. That's 7. And maybe someone drives a supply truck in here and creates another one. And I mean, imagine this was your game. Like, imagine you could play like this. And you know what? I'm here to tell you, you can. So if you pick squad leader, please understand that placing garrisons is a really big part of your job, and you create the opportunities for your team to win. Okay, so I hope this wasn't too messy or chaotic. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.